Did we do it? I think we did it. I think we did it. It's here. We did it. Alright. I saw this deck yesterday. I haven't seen it in like 3.5 years. So I'm gonna... I don't normally do stuff on these days, so it's gonna be a short stream. It's not a new commander or anything. I just don't have the time. But this is a combo deck. It is exceedingly slow, but when you do it, you kind of win. Okay, well, the idea is you cast the first Sliver, and then you Tybalt's Trickery it, and then you cast Cultivator Colossus off that Trickery, and you play your entire deck, and you win with Maze's End. So you play all the lands, and Maze's End with enough Guild Gates. This is a lot of clicking, by the way. Enough Guild Gates, you just simply win. The format is way faster than it was before, but I don't know, maybe you can just do nothing for a little bit. I always say you can't do anything for 3 turns in this format, or really the first 2 turns, but if those first 2 turns, like say Rofellos, as fast as it is, doesn't necessarily kill you very fast, it just gets a lot of mana very fast, and then just has so much in play you can't do anything. But if you just don't care about their board state, then you can just win with something like Maze's End fast enough. Also, people might respect it, not understanding what's going on. Another thing that seems somewhat interesting, but probably not too crazy, is Valakut. This is another way to win. I am running all the multicolored mountains. I don't think I'm going to be playing basic mountains. Depends how often this actually matters. I don't think it will matter that much. But with enough mountains, and if Cultivator Colossus finds it fast enough, early enough, then the rest of the mountains could kill your opponent before you would have to pass the turn back, and then it goes back to you, and then on your upkeep you activate Maze's End so you don't lose the game, because you don't have any cards in your deck. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it had a very high win rate last time I played it, but it's been a long time, and there's a lot of crazy things in the game now. Also, this is the first Sliver of all the things it could be. Unfortunately, it is this thing, and this thing puts you in a higher bracket. I don't know how true that is when your deck is nothing, but we're going to find out. The bracket system is different since last I've played this. Well, you can complete almost every quest. That's cool. Come on. Come on. First time. First game. Come on. Let's play just colors, tapped colors you don't have in play yet. So we have Jeskai. This can find black and green. Alright, so we have the untapped lands, so we're good to do it right when we need to, and we can just do whatever in the meantime. It's a strange start. This is a very strange start. It's making me nervous. This is not a green opening from a green deck. How do you do nothing? How do you do nothing? We're not going to win this, are we? Come on. Cast cards, please. I mean, this has Cascade. You can't leave up a counterspell. That doesn't make any sense. Stop. Come on. Okay, well. If my opponent is aware of what's happening, we die to this 1-1. We do die to this 1-1. I would be rather blown away if someone knew. what I was doing. Okay. Okay. So now it's like just wash away? Come on. There's just no way you do anything about this. There's no way. I refuse to believe. So we play this tapped. I refuse to believe you had wash away this whole time and you were just sitting on it. Are we in? Come on. Yes! Alright. Alright, so we're in. We're in. Huge. Okay, the Valakut so far hasn't shown up, but that's the only thing that would effectively matter. I'm not going to keep track of how many mountains I have before I cast Valakut. Actually, I think right there was my 5th mountain. Oh, that was certainly my 5th. Alright, so maybe I can just place things that are not Valakut. Or, excuse me, non-mountains. Until I find... I just played a mountain. Until I find Valakut. Or my hand is all mountains, that'll force the issue. There it is. There it is. Alright. So I think... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. This is 8. 8, 9. I think they're already dead from the Valakut. I think they're dead from Valakut. $14. Put a stop here. 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. Decline. Yes! Alright. Beautiful. That's great. Does it see every mountain I've played for the turn? I don't know. Does it? Hold on. How many triggers was that? I should... it's hard to count, though. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it only counts the mountains you've played after you put Valakut. This doesn't see every land... or, excuse me, Valakut doesn't see every land you've played the entire turn. It doesn't all happen at once, basically. Where are the green decks? I am not going to put much thought into the first triumph. I'm not here to think. Do I have Cavern of Souls in here? Oh, that doesn't actually really do that much. It doesn't really do that much, actually, to be fair. What if I just played Valakut? Please play your commander. Please. Please do anything. I know you want to. Oh no! Oh no. Alright, so active players' triggers go on the stack first. Active players go on the stack first. Wow, it was the bottom card? Are you kidding me? It was the bottom card? What? This draws, right? May put a land for you. Draw card. Yeah, it does. I think I lose. I'm 99% certain I lose the game. Can anyone confirm that so I don't have to click this? I'm pretty sure active players' triggers go on the stack first. So Shieldred's stack will go on top of my Valakut. I think. I guess it's not too difficult to just wait. I can just click pretty quickly here. I mean, this is fast. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yes! They don't know! They don't know! They don't know. My opponent doesn't know. Oh, they don't know. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm the active player, so it's my turn. My Valakut goes on the stack, and then it goes to your opponent's going on the stack. So I'm pretty sure I lose this game, but they don't know that. Okay, I think we're good here. Jund Grixis, is it? I'm on that flammable substance mixed with apple juice. Roaming Throne. When this enters, you can control exile top 2 cards target opponent's library. You may cast a spell. So they could sauce me here. I guess I can just mess around and I can just do whatever. Yeah, alright, so we just have to dodge 4 cards here, right? Who controls exile top 2 cards that targets opponent's library? Yeah, just dodge 4 cards. Assuming that's what my opponent casts. Yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't. What do we got? It's not incredibly likely. Okay, they didn't get it. So we win. Beautiful. Oh, yes. I'm not going to name Clown. I'm not doing it. Not again. They don't have the damage to kill me either, so put the upkeep stop. I think everything in my hand's a mountain. Yep. Come on, Valakut. I know you're in there. Come on. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I guess the ping lands sort of help with Valakut. We have 5 Valakuts in hand. Or triggers. We could also use them to kill creatures if it doesn't end up being lethal. So it like makes it easier for Maze's End to keep you alive. For the next turn. Okay, there it is. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh wait, no, 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 no. Counting out loud. I only have 7. Only 7 mountains. Eight. 4 more cards. 9. Okay, I got it. And I found Maze's End at the very end, so decline. Yes. Alright, there we go. This is another game where Valakut actually was lethal before Maze's End. It's kinda how this deck feels. No, that's not true. That's how the queue system feels. Okay, it's another new commander. Bro, where were all of these new commanders yesterday? What's going on? Why wasn't this a thing yesterday? I mean, maybe because, you know, the day of is probably not the best day to try to go in like that, but still. I wish I saw literally half of the opponents I'm seeing right now yesterday. Kind of tragic, really. Kind of tragic. Yeah, the mana is so good now, you just can't possibly whiff on turn 5. Your mana is almost just completely perfect. It's really a testament to where Magic has gone, that you can only play lands, literally nothing but lands, and just have a 5-color card on turn 5 every single time. Beginning of your upkeep, put a thing with stuff. You cast a thing. Alright, sure. Grixis Triome? Esper works as well, actually. Oh. So, Triome. Now I have to think about this one. So, white, blue, green, red, I guess. Found the green deck, by the way. Protection from green? Well, that's toxic. Let's get you. Alright, let's not draw a combo piece. Okay, huge. Play that. Alright, we did it. We did it. If Valakut doesn't do it, we have a guaranteed Maze's End. There's nothing this deck is going to do against that. At least I don't think so. Okay, I didn't mill a win condition. I'd say I've getting pretty lucky with not milling a win condition or drawing a win condition, but it's extremely unlikely because there's only 2 cards you want to dodge. Just super unlikely. So it's not too big of a deal. Alright, win condition number 1 dealt with. Let me count my mountains. 1 mountain is in play currently. I don't have to count them if I find Valakut. 2. 3. 4. 5. I'm pretty sure that's 5. I can do 1 more, and then just try to ignore them from now on, just in case. I almost don't want to run the Shocklands just so I can... Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to play that. I wasn't supposed to play that. Just so I don't have to click enter tapped. Okay, dodge and mountains. Okay, my whole hand is mountains. Whole hand is mountains right now. I can't believe the Valakut thing is a real thing. That's just so funny. Or it's been a thing every time. Just looking for Valakut here. 30 cards left. Well, it's not looking good for Valakut right now. $20. Come on, Valakut. Come on, buddy. Come on. You can do it. Shoot. I don't think it's going to do it. Tragic. Valakut, buddy. What's going on? Performance anxiety. Alright. Alright, alright. 1. Oh, I don't have the top. No, I just don't have it. 2. Yep, I don't have it. 3. 4. Decline. 4 Valakut triggers. So 1, 2, 3. Guess the last one can go face. Well, I mean, opponent, it wasn't lethal. It wasn't lethal. It wasn't lethal. You know what's happening? You know what's happening? People are thinking I'm getting infinite Valakut triggers and they're dying. That's what's happening. Now, to be fair, my opponent is probably always dead to Maze's End. I could consider slightly more mountains, but that doesn't change where Valakut is. So you still have to wait to hit Valakut, and then it doesn't matter really how many mountains you're running, honestly. If you hit Valakut in the bottom 10 cards, your 55 mountains is just not doing anything. Whenever you cast an R equipment or vehicle... Oh, it's SRAM. It's just simply SRAM. Okay. So we have Jund in play. This is an omnipresent one. We can get Naya here. Get Bant. Green, white. I don't have green, white, so yeah, I can get 2 colors I don't have. Also dodging mountains. I guess this is green, white too. And I'll just get this headquarters. Oh, I can cycle my land. Beautiful. Look at that. The tech. Stifle effect? Well, a stifle effect wouldn't stop me from losing, though, right? Well, they'd have to kill the Colossus, I guess, to be fair. They would have to kill the Colossus. So, blue, green, black, red, and then whatever I want here. Yeah, I think I should add Cavernous Souls just for a slight boon on this, but it doesn't make Tybalt's Trickery uncounterable. You can still wash away Tybalt's Trickery because you don't cast it from hand, so it's the same exact problem. This being countered technically matters for like Essence Scatter and stuff, but you can just counter the Tybalt's Trickery anyways, so it doesn't seem like Cavern helps. Other than letting me cast his turn 5, which I have not struggled to do. If you struggle to cast this turn 5, your meta base is probably busted. Alright, well, there's no Mana Tithe, because they have Colorless floating. So, even without Valakut, this is basically a guaranteed win. I don't think there's anything I can... Oh, wait, no, I can... Tybalt's my Colossus. I can mill it, technically. Alright, opponent didn't wait. You should at least see if I mill Tybalt's Trickery. You should see if I mill the Colossus before you concede. I'm actually kind of impressed my opponent even knows what I'm doing here. Oh no, opponent. Oh no. Well, they have mana rocks. They have mana rock. Let's see. Omni. Blue green. This is perfect. This is actually completely perfect now. Yeah, look at that, mana rocks. It's like I know what I'm talking about. Crazy. The last land can be anything? Yep. There's no matching stuff. Alright, look at that, mana rocks. Crazy. Above and beyond, opponent. Above and beyond. Is this an auto win? Does Mono Red Clive have any chances of killing me before I would do the thing on turn 5? I don't think so. I feel like this is an auto win. Assuming, again, you don't mill with Tybalt's Trickery, the important card. They also literally cannot deal with Cultivator Colossus, so they are actually just dead. 1 mountain, 2 mountain, 3 mountain. Like a red deck's not dealing with Cultivator Colossus without like Chaos Warp. Is Chaos Warp in the game? I don't think it is. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Oh, opponent, you don't want to sit there and watch? You don't want to watch you die to probably all 3 win conditions? Because you can't deal with any of it as a mono red deck? Oh no. So this is the kind of deck, if they had Ragavan turn 1, I would not concede because... Oh, assuming it doesn't exile one of my cards, that matters. Because this deck's not really going to exploit Ragavan with a bunch of aggro cards. It's just mana rocks for days. Cool. How did I keep Prismatic Vista? I clicked this out of the deck. I know I clicked it out of the deck. I saw it go. Okay, well, remind me to take out Prismatic Vista. How did I not see that? It's a bit awkward. Blue, white, black, green, red? Red, no, blue, red, white, black, black, white, blue, red, green. One mountain, 2 mountain, 3, 4, 5. I'm clicking too fast. There it is. Alright, this is 100% lethal. There's enough mountains left. So always kills. 1, 2, 3. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, I counted a non-mountain again. Eight. 9. 10. I think that was 10. No, it was not. That was 10. 11. 12. Alright, let's shortcut. Let's not keep going. Yep. Opponent, you didn't let me do it. Also, I accidentally said a weird emote. I didn't mean to do that, but cool. Easy. Yeah, alright. Take out Prismatic Vista. That genuinely feels like someone just sniped me. Like 100%. Bant, blue, black. So, green, black, blue. This is the last land. Another game where I don't need a fetch land, or a shock land. Another game. Yeah, I don't think I need the shock lands. Or rather, the non-red ones, if I'm going to be like min-max sweaty about it. I win against basically every 8 drop, especially if it's elves. So, surprised to see that do something. Blue, black, red, white. Blue, black, red, white, green. Okay. It's also funny, you can play the same 2-colored land twice and still have it. Because they just complement each other. Blue, black, red, white, green. Okay, that is not an 8-drop that wins. But again, I don't think there really is any. This just looks like elves, actually. Oh, I love dunking on Rofellos decks. They just play... Wait, what? Is that lethal next turn? 20... Oh, this is 4... Oh, I guess it is. Huh. Guess it is. How many mountains we got? Literally 0. Okay. I have yet to mill only 1 card with Tybalt's Trickery. It's either been 3 or 2 every single time. No mountains in play. 1. Alright, we did it. We got the early Valakut for once. Now I don't have to count mountains. I can just play them. 1, 2... Oh, mountain. 3. 4, 5, 6. 7. 8. 9. I'll go for 15. 10. Do we name Clown against Rofellos? Again, for Fellows, I'll name Clown. I don't feel bad about that. We'll be a little toxicity, you know, a little in order. The tequila's flowing. Not that I'm drinking tequila. Stay in school, kids. All right, I'm gonna stop there. I found Maze's End, so I'm just gonna stop there. I can't help myself. I said I was gonna stop. I can't stop. I can't control myself. I can't handle it. Okay, alright, we're stopping, we're done. Alright, there you go. Taste the Valakut. 1, 2, 3, 5. Another person who probably didn't count how many Valakut triggers they could have lived. Now they were dead, but if they weren't paying attention, this is an early concession if I only had 6 triggers. Alright, let's mulligan mono-colored land. Play you. Okay. A gate I produce. I don't actually have a gate. Let's play that. Blue. Frenzied Bailoff. Huh. So they're not going to Dust Bowl, but if they did Dust Bowl... Damn. Alright, so now we have to get to turn 7. This is the first time it's happened. Oh, it doesn't matter. They don't have it. Alright. It doesn't matter. They didn't want to play it out. I wonder why. I'm actually curious what in this spot my opponent felt like was just not worth continuing. This is more normal from a turn 1 mana dork situation. I don't think it matters what land I play next. There's no Devoted Druid combo. So black, blue, red, white, green. Okay, I got it. Well, it's not like they can discard anything. Scorpion God. Wow. Scorpion God, that's crazy. Apparently they have a 1-mana spell. Oh no, they can... oh, opponent, what happened? Okay, so this deck is fast. Like, you either win or you lose really quickly. There's a few of these kinds of decks in the game already. You're just playing this to get your daily wins or whatever. But if we're going to get super into it and super sweaty and min-max the lands, I think you should run I think the Valakut just for the ability to deny your opponent another turn, because Maze's End and Cultivator Colossus basically make it so your opponent gets another turn. I do not believe there's any land you can play that just instantly gives Cultivator Colossus haste. All the ones that do give haste, like Arena of Glory, you have to like tap them to do it. Also, you don't actually cast Cultivator off of a land anyways, but all the haste enablers that could give this haste just aren't really a thing, so that's just not part of the equation. But if there is a land that enters, even if it's okay if it enters tapped and gave it haste, it'd be another win condition, because you could instantly swing with this. It'd be another question that you have to make your opponent deal with. But it is really... I like how there's just a lot of win conditions. Like, Valakut and Maze's End are just win conditions. I actually had Valakut win basically every time that I never needed Maze's End, which is kind of nuts, because before you only had this, and I still had a pretty solid win rate with this deck. I actually had a pretty solid win rate this time too. I think I saw a disproportionate amount of blue decks, but I didn't get to play that much because, again, I don't have much time today, but it was kind of interesting. Valakut does make it so they just don't get that turn. You don't have to pass if you hit it early enough and with enough mountains. I actually ended up adding 2 basic mountains. I think I could take out more 2-colored lands. I was thinking about the shock lands. You could probably just simply remove the gain 1 life lands. It is not too common to have the breakpoint of dying matter enough that gaining 1 life a couple times is good enough to save you. These were in here because you had to pass the turn before, and then you had like 10 of these, and you would gain effectively 10 more life. So through the Colossus, your opponent has to kill you. Through that extra 10 life, they have to kill you before you Maze's End, because again, you have to pass a turn. But now with Valakut, you don't necessarily have to. So these aren't as crucial. I actually had taken these out for like 5 minutes, and then I put them back in as I was figuring out the 99, or I guess in this case the 97. So I don't know, or actually, to be fair, the 95, because these are never coming out. So yeah, these could just be more mountains. However, that doesn't necessarily make Valakut better, assuming Valakut is found too late anyways. If it's the bottom 15 cards and you don't have enough mountains to play after Valakut showed up, you can't kill your opponent. So with Valakut. So it's kind of weird in that regard. But it does mean if Valakut is late, say the 15th bottom card, if the next 15 are mountains, they still die. So more mountains make it so this can be lower and lower in the deck before you would kill your opponent with Valakut triggers. So the more mountains, the better, I feel. With fetch lands, which were not around last time I played this, 3 years ago, or whatever, you could probably take out the shock lands. Maybe just run a few of them, just the red ones, because they're also mountains. Maybe you could take out the non-red triomes. It seemed like I was at no point, even without a fetch land, the mana in Magic is so good. I had this turn 5 every single game without casting a ramp spell or a mana fixer. I had it every single game. You're never struggling. If you are struggling with casting this, your mana base needs help. That's basically what I think right now, at least. Cavern of Souls does not make this uncounterable because they can just counter Tybalt's Trickery or Cultivator Colossus. So if you think you're just simply dodging Essence Scatter, you're not. They can just Essence Scatter the Cultivator Colossus instead. So all it is, Cavern of Souls, is a 5-colored land. And you can play that just like the other 5-colored lands on turn 5 as your last land. And it just fixes your colors, I guess, but that's it. The uncounterable clause doesn't matter. And yeah, I did see a very disproportionate amount of counterspell decks today. It was kind of annoying. Actually, really annoying. It's like Wizards knows what I'm up to, and they're like, oh, you just wanted the blue decks. Just after complaining about green all the time. Surely you want blue specifically today. I also saw a bunch of new commanders today, which I wish I saw yesterday. But I guess you got to give the player base time to find everything. But yeah, it's just about really min-maxing your mana, your lands. And you could remove the surveil lands that are not mountains, because the ones that are mountains care for about Valakut, but the non-mountain ones, because I'm not ever fetching for them, could just be oh, looks like I already did that. Oh, I'm a genius. Alright, yeah. I was going to say, you don't play those, and you could just play temples, because they scry, and you can just scry away one of the win conditions if it's on the top of your deck. That's like super unlikely, but it can happen. Also, you can win if you draw either piece. If you draw this, you can still win on 7. It's very less, it's not as likely you're going to make it, but you can. And same with this. If you draw this, you can cast this and this on turn 7. So you have a turn 5 window and I guess a turn 7 window. It's, again, not terribly likely you're going to get the turn 7 window. Not really. The aggro decks I saw, I actually have a pretty confident chance. I feel like I'm pretty good against aggro decks. It's just the ones I saw today specifically had the exact thing they needed to kill me. But let's say I'm on the play. You can pretty reasonably beat aggro decks before turn 6. Pretty reasonably. At least it feels like that is the case. Aggro is also just not super common anyways. But I never felt like the Mana Confluence and all the ping lands, the pain lands, whatever they're called, that deal 1 damage to you, got in the way. These are fine. I mean, sometimes these are better than shock lands, especially if the shock land is your 5th land. You have to lose 2 life. With this as your 5th land, you only lose 1. But yeah, I think I like this. The first thing probably to take out is the gain life lands, because they just didn't seem to matter. It really didn't seem like I'm trying to gain that 10 life with the Colossus, because I'm just way less often passing the turn. So these could just be temples. They also help you find the color that you might somehow be missing in your hand, with the side added benefit of bottoming these 2 cards. So that is pretty ideal. But fast wins, funny deck, and wins against most of the format, because most of the format is green, and it just ignores you. Mono green ignores you kind of strategies are the thing to do right now, and probably will be for the given future. So assuming they don't have like because there was one player with the perfect elf stat buffers, which killed me, but normally, like Rofellos, isn't going to kill you really fast. In Rofellos, ramp is way more common, or Rofellos style green decks is more common than elves. But elves could kill you too quickly. Again, singleton 100 card format, they have to have like a certain amount of cards, probably a fair amount of them, but they have to have them, you know, and they also have to like play them. Because there were a few that like, oh, just play their commander, which does nothing, and I win. Instead, they're just like, no, I'll just play, you know, the stat-giving elf things, and I died that way, so it is what it is. But I really like this deck. It is funny. I completely forgot about this deck. Completely forgot about it till yesterday. But it still works. It actually still works, and I did see, I think, 1 or 2 people who knew what I was doing. So if you can maybe dodge the or you dodge the gates, so your opponent doesn't know what you're doing, right? Information is power, knowledge is power. If they don't know you have guild gates, they might just tap out and cast cards and assume that they're not going to interact with the free spell First Sliver gets. There was one person who, like, I'm pretty sure was like either they paused to Google what I was up to, or they just entered my stream and roped out to find out what I was up to, because they did basically the impossible to answer what I was doing. But that just has to go with, you know, this is say about knowledge. I don't think most people know what you're going to be doing. Most people aren't aware of this. But if you play a guild gate, you could remind people that you might be doing this funny thing, and they have to worry about it. But Crucius combo is kind of the thing that probably took the spot of this, and that's why you see that and not this, because Crucius effectively does it a turn faster. Maybe it, I don't actually, does it? Maybe it doesn't, I'm actually not sure. It feels about as vulnerable, roughly. It's actually a bit more vulnerable, Crucius, because they could just discard the Ambitious card you got. So that's something to worry about, I suppose. But, I mean, I like this. It's funny. You don't have to think about anything, except maybe the 5 colors, getting them into play, and mulliganing away these. But it is nice. You only have 2 cards you need to dodge. It only happened once that I drew one, and I actually still won that game. So, funny deck. But that's that. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.